Are you into farming games that combine rich narratives, exciting farming mechanics, and a cozy atmosphere? Look no further. In this week's video, we're exploring the latest in story-rich farming and life simulation games, from charming new releases to significant updates on popular titles and upcoming releases. So let's get started with the first update. With Dungeon Inn. The game is coming to early access on November 14, 2024 on Steam, and it's mixing turn-based strategy with cozy inn management. You play as Sarah, an ambitious innkeeper who struck a deal with a dragon to set up shop right next to a mysterious dungeon. Adventurers from rival guilds constantly stop by, eager to uncover the dungeon's secrets, making your inn the perfect place for them to recharge. But there's a twist. You've got to keep these rival guilds from crossing paths. Your goal is to manage your inn smartly, timing guest arrivals, and using turn-based strategies to avoid clashes. It's a careful balancing act that keeps the profits flowing. As you succeed, you can invest your hard-earned gold back into the inn, bringing in more guests and turning your humble tavern into a bustling adventurer's haven. Dungeon Inn blends cozy management with a touch of strategy, making it the perfect mix of relaxing gameplay with a little edge. Next up is Everholm. The game is coming out on November 11. This time, bringing a mix of mystery and cozy life sim gameplay to players on an enchanting little island. You'll play as Lily, a young girl searching for her missing sister Melanie. Her search leads her through a magical portal to Everholm, a charming island where everyone seems to know who she is. With help from a local witch, Lily sets out to uncover the island's secrets and hopefully find her sister. She'll pick up new skills along the way, like farming, foraging, fishing, and raising animals, all while turning her rundown homestead into a cozy little home. Each character has a story to uncover, but Lily will need to build trust with them first. Whether she chooses to focus on the mystery of her sister or simply enjoying island life, Everholm promises a blend of adventure and discovery for players to experience. Next up is Farmagia. This new monster farming and action game just launched, and you'll be stepping into a world full of magic and monsters to save your homeland of Felicidad. Farmagia follows Ten, a farmer who trains monsters, as he and his friends join the fight against Glaza, a ruler who's taken over control of Felicidad in an iron grip after the death of the Magus Diliculum. In this game, you take on the role of Farmagia like Ten, farmers with the ability to grow, raise, and command monsters. You'll explore the world, collect resources, and battle through dangerous regions with your monster crew to challenge Glaza and her forces. Each monster has special traits, and by making friends with elemental spirits, you can unlock new ultimate transformations for your monsters, giving them new powers for the journey. Whether you're battling bosses or bonding with monsters on your farm, Farmagia combines farming with fast-paced combat and a story of friendship and teamwork. The game is available now on Nintendo Switch, PS5, and PC. Then there's Self-Loss. The emotional adventure game just dropped an accolades trailer, showing off the positive reception it's gotten. In Self-Loss, you play as Casimir, an old healer on a journey to heal his soul and fight off a mysterious force called the Miasma. Slavic myths and sea-worshipping traditions inspire the game's world, so you'll encounter mythical creatures, whale gods, and cool folklore as you explore. Casimir's magical staff is a key part of the gameplay. You'll use its light to fight off creatures and solve puzzles, while on a mission to help people. Throughout the game, you'll meet all kinds of characters with their own stories, inspired by Icelandic and Slavic legends. With its deep story and unique setting, Self-Loss offers an adventure that's all about healing and helping others. It's available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Now let's move on to Before Fate. This sci-fi survival game with a retro vibe lets you explore different worlds, gather resources, and survive intense battles. And in the latest demo update, the game got a bunch of improvements to make it more player-friendly. Now, when you start, you'll get to pick either manual or auto-aim controls. They've also tweaked some of the animations and sound effects, especially for characters like the Pyromancer, whose flamethrower now has a slight delay, making it a little easier to dodge. The game's user interface got some updates too, so navigating through tutorials, key prompts, and trade menus should be much easier. In Before Fate, you play as a scientist named Ian Stewart, traveling between worlds through a nexus. a place where time and space collide. If you're into retro, sci-fi, and survival games, this one might be worth checking out. What do you think of this list so far? Click the like button to let us know if this has been informative or helpful. Moving on, we have Magic Inn. The game heads into early access on January 20, 2025, letting players step into a world of spells, spirits, and innkeeping. In this upcoming life sim game, you play as an exiled wizard who now runs a magical inn. From managing menus to customizing rooms and building relationships with guests, you'll oversee every part of making your inn a standout spot in the magical world. To become a top-rated innkeeper, you'll need to recruit skilled chefs and form connections with local farmers for quality ingredients. And if you want to take a few shortcuts to success, there's a bit of mischief involved. You might even hire a local detective to reveal which guests are actually undercover judges, or use favors to boost your rating. Just keep it low-key. As you dive deeper, you'll uncover an emotional story about tragedy and redemption, all within the walls of your enchanted inn. With plenty of magic to learn, creatures to collect, and characters to befriend, Magic Inn promises a unique experience for fans of cozy games with a twist. Then we have 2 Point Museum. The game is bringing a whole new twist to museum management, and it just revealed one of its spookiest locations yet, Wayland Lodge. Known as one of the most haunted spots in the county, Wayland Lodge is packed with ghostly activity. As curator, you'll partner with the lodge's ghostly greeter, Winston Whalen, who brings the place back to life, or maybe just keep it cozy for the spirits. Once a fancy holiday spot, Wayland Lodge was abandoned due to its remote location and proximity to a rift to the netherworld. Now the place is full of strange happenings. Think moving furniture and distant train whistles echoing through empty rooms. As you bring the lodge back to its old grandeur, you'll get to design poltergeist rooms, specifically for ghostly residents, and take expeditions into the netherworld rift for even more unique exhibits. In 2 Point Museum, you can customize walls, carpet, and exhibit layouts, create guest tours, and manage staff to make every visit memorable. Whether handling carnivorous plants or warding off thieves, you'll be creating a museum that's both entertaining and totally one of a kind. Next up is I Am Future. This cozy post-apocalyptic survival game is officially releasing on PC on November 13 after a year in early access. You can explore a futuristic rooftop world, manage resources, and build up your home base with a calm, laid-back vibe. The full launch will bring the complete story of Cosmopolis and its lone survivor, letting you finally uncover the mystery of what happened to the city and make a critical choice that shapes the outcome. The update for version 1.0 will also unlock new zones and rooftops, including a long-awaited spot called the Carnival. Resource management also gets an upgrade with new items, like Techno Wood and Tungsten, along with a Nano Forge for crafting advanced materials. Farming, fishing, and cooking reach their final stages too, with new crops like noodle grass and post-apocalyptic fish to catch. With a focus on recycling resources, the game's overall progression is smoother, making it easier to use and upgrade items across your rooftop base. So set a reminder for November 13 and get ready to dive back into the world of I Am Future to see Cosmopolis in a whole new way. Next up is Maid Cafe on Electric Street. This new story-driven game lets you manage a small maid cafe in Nipponbashi, Osaka. It launches on November 18 for PC. You start as a character who's left a rough job, only to find yourself in charge of a struggling maid cafe. You meet Shiro, the cafe's dedicated maid, and before long, other unique characters join the team. The story takes you through their daily lives as you help make the cafe thrive, with each maid bringing their own quirky style. Aside from managing the cafe, you can explore Electric Street, visit real stores like Super Potato and Surugaya, shop, and collect capsule toys and indie game merch. As the manager, you'll also need to allocate tasks to each maid based on their strengths and help serve customers, especially special ones with unique coffee requests that you can discover as hidden recipes throughout the game. With its real-life location collaborations and colorful characters, Maid Cafe on Electric Street offers a laid-back simulation of life as a cafe manager in Japan's otaku culture hub. The game has a demo, now fully voiced, for anyone wanting a sneak peek before the release. Then we have Ark of Charon. The game, a mix of colony simulation and tower defense, is finally launching on PC on November 7 after its time in early access. This unique game lets you control a giant sapling of the world tree in a world where humanity has nearly vanished, and where you act as the tree's caretaker, gathering resources, building defenses, and protecting it as it grows. The full release will also introduce the World Tree Extractor, which allows players to gather new energy sources, plus a range of new weapons, balancing adjustments, and updated visuals. You'll now be able to complete the story's second half, giving a full arc to the journey as you guide the sapling to its final destination. So, if you're into games with strategy, resource management, and a bit of tower defense action, mark your calendars for Arc of Karen's launch on November 7. This release is set to bring the full experience to life with more tools, upgrades, and decisions to make. And there you have it for this week's update. Are there any games that caught your eye? Check out this video if you want more updates of cozy, farming simulation management games from indies to established titles. You won't want to miss it. Stay awesome, gamers!